Good afternoon, everyone. Myself is Sanket Bavadia, and today's presentation topic is enriching and development Marxism in the 21st century. This is my academic and presentation detail. Let me introduce the Marxism. So when we listen the word Marxism, that times some of words comes in our mind like class structure, capitalism, unequal wealth distribution. And here I put some introductory information about the Marxism. Marxism is a social, political, and economic theory originated from Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels that analyzed the society through the lens class struggle. And in uh, Karl Marx work that he divided society in two classes, bourgeoisie and proletarian. And the Marx in one another article, I found that Marxism is a living tradition and its idea are continually being renewed. And one another thing is Marxism is a plural and evolving things, and it cannot be reduced to a single doctrine or method. This is photos that we can see. The here is a bourgeoisie class here in top, and another is a proletarian. These are working class people, and it is showing that this picture showing that the Marxist view of society, like bourgeoisie, they control the wealth, ideology control, education, media, etc. uh, my research question: how has Marxism evolved and adapted to address contemporary issues such as capitalism, intersectionality, anti-racism, and feminism in 20th century? My hypothesis is Marxism in the 20th century remains a living, evolving framework that integrates diverse perspective, political, social, and cultural to critique modern capitalism and promote human emancipation. Table of contents: why Marxism important in 21st century? So when we discuss the Marxism in the 20th century, the Marxism is one of the two dominant system of through the modern times, and and it's flourished that half of the world is an officially philosophy that challenging the establishment of a half an hour, and it remains the starting point to critical analysis in developing societies. And Marxism has become the integral part of modern consciousness in inspiring those to seek meaningful change in the society. And even 21st century, the age of globalization, digital capitalism, and inequality, Marxism help us to understand the contradiction within the economic and social system, and reminds us that real freedom requires the social justice and equality. Here I put some six definition of Marxism. Let's discuss one by one. First is creation and development. Uh, the first, creation and development. Marxism is a living theoretical system created by Karl Marx and Engels, but continuously expand and later thinkers evolving with changing times and response to new social realities. And this adaptability ensures that Marxism remains relevant in analyzing global capitalism and social changes. And the second one is academic thought. That Marxism is both an ideology and scientific academic framework. It explores the how law of nature, society, and human thinking. It encourages the involving of philosophy, economy, and social science, making it foundational for modern critic inquiry. Uh, Third one is a social function. Marxism serves as a guiding force for social transformation. It provides a direction for a socialist revolution and a socialist reconstruction. And its theory adapt to the new economic condition while promoting equally and collective welfares. And fourth is people's welfare. Is a In this Marxism seeks as a free and full development in individuals. It promotes the people center approach that value human dignity and social welfare and collectively prosperity, a goal increasingly relevant in today's global inequalities. Values and ethics. Marxism builds a moral and cultural system rooted in the serving humanity, equality, and justice. It challenges superstition and individualism, replacing them with scientific reasoning and collective progress. And finally, intersectional communities. Marxism promotes the peaceful cooperation among nations and invention or share human future-based, fearless, and mutual development. And internationalist outlook reminds us that class struggles and social injustice are global, no local concerns. Political capitalism. The concept of political capitalism means to describe the how state power and class interests intertwined to shape capitalist development. And it challenged the notion of capitalism as purely economic, emphasizing and uh, decisive political and coercive role of the state in fostering capitalism. This is the concept of political capitalism and capitalism from above and below. So Lenin's contrast between capitalism from below, that the grassroots, revolutionary, market-driven, and capitalism from above, that means showing that a late state imposed by landlords from that analytical basis. For example, like England, Holland, France exemplify capitalism from below, while Persuasion, Japan exemplify capitalism from above. And its continuous relevance. Political capitalism continues relevance today through imperialism, corporate state, alienation, and development state that merge capital accumulation with political control. Intersectionality, a Marxist critic. So when we see the intersectionality in Marxism, we find that it is crucial for understanding inequality. Marxist critic and not addressing the root of cause capitalism itself is a Marxist view of class, not just identity among others, but a structure basis that shape all social relations. Poorly argues that intersectionality roses during the neoliberal period and when class-based movement weakened the identity-based political rules. Marx is an anti-racism theoretical renewal. Uh, there is no scientific basis for race and racism to be the part of social reality, according to the article of Viswas Satgars. And and we also know the context of South Africa is a apartheid. It is and was an institutionalized racist drive rooted in the 350 years of capitalism and development. And Marxism faces two criticism. It's a foreign or Eurocentric ideology. It reduces everything to class, ignoring race. And so Marx saw as a radical division to tool capitalism, control state, and division among the workers, where the secret capitalism power. This is also connect with this Marxism and anti-racism. So I not discuss that. Marxism and racism in the 20th century. So Sadgar's article, I found that three major issues of 21st century: Eurocentrism, dogmatic Leninism, and class reduction. That Eurocentrism, some Marxists mirrored Western modernity and ignore colonial realities. Dogmatic Leninism, that a Soviet-style Marxism often repelled engaged with radical indigenous struggle. And race, last one is a race and gender were treated as a secondly to class reduced Marxism transformative power. This one is beyond white Marxism and black Marxism that refers the binary identities of Marxism that and Marxism in the 21st century that that in a 21st century the Marxism, Sadgars highlight the new formation of anti-racist Marxism prelate, and some movements are important that like Black-White Matters, critiques of white supremacy as a part of capitalist domination. Marxism, feminism, and caste contemporary India. And in a contemporary times, we can easily find that caste system and feminism in India that struggle they link between caste, gender, and labor as a mutually constitutive, and also understand with movements like 1990s Indian feminism influenced by Marxist thought link gender, caste, and labor as a mutually constitutive force. And another thing which I mentioned that Section 377 aligned closely with Marxist and feminist critic power through control. And this is my learning outcome throughout my research. And Marxism is a dynamic and evolving theories in modern society, and other below points I following. Conclusion. In a conclusion, the 20th century Marxism endures as a living and evolving intellectual tradition, and its engagement with issues such as race, gender, ecology, and global inequality demonstrate its ongoing relevance in understanding and transformative contemporary society by integrating and Marxism analysis with the intersectional and decolonizing perspective. Modern scholarship continue to expand the erosion of critical theory. Ultimately, Marxism today stands as both a method of critique and guide for ensuing a more just than human world. This is my references. Thank you, everyone.